Okay, you are on air, I think. Tell me if you are catching the file. So what we are going to do today, we are going to first of all see that configuration of HTTP without secure socket layer. That is what we are going to create and to produce. We're going to produce the private key and the public key, the SSL. That means secure socket layer, and also another protocol that was made and it is more secure. It's transport layer secure. We're going to use it to configure the connection between the server and the client, because when the server and the client, let me get here the file right now. You've got here a site. We are going to access this site, and we're going to see that it's easier without HTTPS to catch username and password of the client that is accessing this site. So let me show how it runs right now, if it's possible to do so. If you go here and write HTTP / and then double it was Poland, right? Poland.local and we add a user. Let me just do here something. We add a user. We're going to open Wireshark, and with Wireshark, skip this version. You're going to start to capture. Why it's not capturing files? And right now it's capturing. So I think right. So we are going to access the site local, and it should be running. What's the problem with our server? Let me check the problem. IP address. So oh no, the IP is 106. It shouldn't be 106. Let me change the IP address. Config network scripts EFCFG and P0S3. It's where. Oh yeah, I understand. Quit. I was in a SSH session. Sorry. Okay, so our IP will be 235. I have to change here on, since we don't have DNS. I have to change it right here on the local, and it will be 235. Also here 235, and here 235. I'm going to save the file, and I'm going to refresh. Okay. Now the authentication user is asking to say I'm going to stop again and start again. It means that we can get in from the start. So let's empty the cache of the service. It's HTTP not writing HTTP / Poland.local, and then so if you come here, the users that we have were Vim, cat, etc. httpd.conf.http. Here in this file, you've got here the user. Okay, you have to help me to write this user. Okay, so from the beginning, Wireshark continue without saving. Let's start and enter. Right now is asking for a username and a password. Please help me. What's the name of the user? U Z then Y T K O W N I K. Okay, this is the user in Poland, right? So let's write here the password and we'll log in. So right now, to get in this site, yesterday we made basic user authentication, and since then we get inside the file. Since the file is not HTTPS, sorry, it's not protected with SSL and HTTPS, we can capture the username and the password. Where is it? It might be a response here. It says transmission protocol source destination, and where is the password? Somewhere. Get win. This is all Windows. It's only for TCP communication, and somewhere else here. No, not here. Perhaps here. Urgent point, internet version, destination protocol, acknowledge. Let me check where is the user for this. Is text, port, last protocol, line text. Perhaps here. Oh, before this, so perhaps here. Should be here. Password, where is it? It's communication, where is it? The password. This is a GET hypertext transfer protocol, and keep alive, accept language. Where is the password? Will ask. It's today. So before this, you've got password. Must be here. Sequence. Right. Let me check. The password must be somewhere. This password. Okay. Before authorization, here is what the client must be here, the password and the username. Let me check for password. Password. No, not in this field. Length. Flags. Protocol source destination. This is the communication. Where is it? The password. Mass segment option. Stack. Sync acknowledge, and then you'll get a get, and this is the first time. Get authorization basic. Here it is. Okay, so here we can capture. Here it's the password, the username and the password. So it is easy, since right now you are connected through let's start minus ANTP, so grep HTTP. Right now we have this connection. The service is the HTTPD, the service that is running, and this is the name that is called in CentOS, is listening on port 80, and the connection was made, and we can capture the password. So since the password and the username are wired free of encryptation, what we're going to do, we're going to create a password, and using a password, not a private key and a public key to send to the user. So what does happen when we are working with HTTPS? The client initiates connection to the server, and the server sends a public key to the client, and the client then sends information encrypted by that public key to the server. The server will disencrypt the information and send information encrypted again with the private key that he generated. To do so, right now we are going to create the password. In Linux it's easy, since you have OpenSSL installed, and you can create the private key. So the first step will be the first step will be to create the private key. So first step, create a private key. Okay, after we create the private key, from the private key we from private key we'll remove a public key. This key will be sent to clients. After you do so, we have to sign that public key. And we're going to sign it with the private key. After that, 1.3, we'll remove password from private key. Why so? Because as you will see, when we are working with a private key, every time that we access to that key, it will ask for a password, and since we have to reboot or restart the service Apache, we need to remove that private key, or in another way we would have to have someone there to introduce the key of the private key, the password of the private key. So remove private key from private key. Okay, first we're going to root to the home of the root, since nobody, or perhaps many, and here we are on the root, and on the root we're going to generate the private key. One, create private key. To do so, I'm going to make it here on the terminal, and then you can, first of all, so we're going to use OpenSSL generate. We're going to use private key RSA minus -3 with this algorithm of encryptation out. Then we'll have private key. We're working for Poland, right? So you can say Poland key, Poland private key, and we'll say that we'll use 4096 bits for encryptation. Right now it generates the private key. He asks for the password. What will be the password? Okay, and after we generate the password, we can check that right now we have here the private key. If you make a cat Poland private key, you will check this is the private key. Okay, begin of the private key and end of private key. So let me copy this information for your text file. Okay, and we create. After, you can see the content of the file, and this is the content. As you can see, this is a big private key, 4096 bits. Will produce a major private key. After we create the private key, we'll now from the private key we'll remove a public key, and to do so we'll 1.2, let me 1.2, so remove or produce a public key from the private key, from, not form. Okay, so to do so we'll issue this comment. I'll write it here. So we'll do open SSL rec, and we say it's a new key that will produce, and the key that will be used as a module will be Poland private key, and out will be Poland public key. And we'll say that will be a cipher, CSR. Okay, and enter. Now the passwords, since we are working with this key, every time that we work with the key we have to give a password, the same password that was used for the creation. So the country, you can say that is PT. Okay, full name state, we'll say that's Lisbon, for instance. City, what city will be Warsaw, and the company could be Sinel. Organization unit Erasmus, for instance. Your server host name. The server host name will be important, and this is important to check also who created the private key, and generally the server name must be traced on the internet. And right now we'll give the what password we have. Cat host, sorry, host name. Oh, right now you don't have no name, so we'll give sexta. Okay, it's Friday. Email address, this will be the person to whom will send email in case of the password or the public key or the private key had expired or something. It's not email of someone .local. Then we can have another password, and we say it's enter. Option company name, we don't need it. Enter. And right now we have create the ciphers key. So if you make a cat to Poland public, Poland public, you'll see that this is the request, the certificate that it will be sent to the user, to the client. Let me copy this information. Oops. It's quite nervous, you know. Here. So here it. Oops. It's all purple. Purple rain, purple rain. Good. Now, after we create the public key, we have to sign it. Okay, so it will 1.3 sign public key with private key. Generally, there is a CA, a certificate authority, VeriSign or others, that will sign and comprove, so that when the user received or the client receives the public key, he can check and can add confidence that that key is or was signed by a certificate authority, and that's important. Because as we'll see, when you try to get to the site, it will appear that we had that the key is not recognized by the browser. So to do so, to sign this key, we'll do open SSL. We'll use the protocol X509 rec, and we'll say for how many days this public key will be signed. Can say 1 year, 10 years, doesn't matter. 365 days. And what will go inside will be Poland private key. Okay. And sorry, the key that will be signed will be Poland public key to be signed, and the signed key that will be used, that will be Poland private key. And out will have the Poland site certificate, or Poland certificate, certificate dot CRT. So once again, since we are working with the Poland private key, we need to introduce the password. After that, we'll have 3 keys: the cipher key, the Poland private key that will be used on the server, and the certificate. You can check by looking at the file, and this is the certificate that was signed. Okay, and will be used to compare the public and the private key. Now we have to remove the password. Let me copy first. I was forget this information here. Okay, we'll sign. After we do so, right now we're going to step 1.4, I think. Okay, 1.4 doesn't matter. 1.4, and right now we'll produce or remove passwords. The need of using a password every time we'll use the private key. Remove password from private key. So this will be the steps that we have to do. First of all, we're going to move the file to a secure one, move -v to see, and we'll say that it will be private, oops, sorry, Poland private key will we'll say it's going to be to wait a second, we'll say it will be Poland private key with password, for instance. Okay. Then we'll move the wait, I forgot something. Let's undo what we have done. With password, first we have to remove the password. To do so, open SSL RSR. In will be Poland private key, and out will be Poland public, sorry, Poland private key insecure since it has no password. Once again, we enter the password, and right now we have all the insecure. This insecure key, it's equal to the private key, except every time you're going to use it, it will not ask for the password. Okay, so remove this. And now we're going to move the file. So right now we're going to move a Poland private key to Poland key with password, and then we'll move Poland private key insecure to Poland private key, and to do so, we make a swap on the keys. Okay. So we'll do, it'll be swap private keys with and without password. Okay, so this is what we done. Now 1.5, we need to copy private and public key to the folder or folders where Centos keep the certificates. So let's move, or let's copy. First one, so we'll copy -VA. We'll do a public, Poland, difficult, Poland public key. Yeah, Poland public key with the cert. Poland certificate key, that was the name, certificate key, CRT to etc. And then will be PKI, and then will be TLS, and then will be certs, and this is the place where we're going to copy it. And now we'll copy Poland private key to etc. PKI TLS private, and we'll copy it. Okay. So after when we install Apache, there is missing a module 1.6. So install the module that we'll use, the module for HTTPS, and that module is module SSL. Okay. To do so, we'll issue the command yum -y install mod SSL, and hopefully, let's see if we have internet connection. I hope so. Or perhaps someone who is stepping on the wireless cable. Bum 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 bum. Aha, we have connection. What about here it comes. Well, the model was on the beach right now, taking a bus. Now he's arriving, and just a second, and here it is. So the model that we downloaded, I haven't showed it before, but right now here, etc., in the folder where Apache stores the virtual host configuration, conf-d, now we have ssl.conf. Look, and this is the module that we are going to use and to install or to configure system yum -y install mod SSL. So what you're going to do, we're going to use this module. So to do so, we're going straight to that folder, cd etc. httpd conf.d, and then we'll move ssl.conf to the site again. So move, let's step inside httpd conf.d, and then move ssl conf to what name do you want? Secure Poland or Poland? Let's make Poland secure, for instance, .local. Okay. Perhaps you could also copy and have this file. Poland secure should do this first place, SSL. So we'll keep a copy conf.original. Okay. This is just to have the original file. It's difficult, huh? If you need it, you can use it. So we've copied the file, and right now let's change the Poland secure local. So v, I'll copy this to your document. Here it is. Now, after vim, you say to Poland.local. Must first thing. This is a mistake here. We have to put the termination.conf. Move Poland local to polandlocal.conf. Okay, and now we can edit vim poland.conf. Well, as described, when we are working with HTTPS, the service will be listening on port 443, the normal port, default port. Here, you have a lot of information, a lot of comments explaining what we are doing. You could change the cache, the minutes, timeouts, since it was connecting, and so on. We're not here for that, but there is a line. There are two lines here: set number. Lines. Where was my? I lost it. Where is document root? Okay, here. So what we need to do is to change. So we're going to create a document root, and document root will be Poland secure .local. This name will be the name of our site, and the server name will be also Poland secure .local. Will be listening on port 443. Now the error log, which is also Poland secure minus secure.local. So if you do so, we know which site is producing the errors and so on. Error, and here we'll write Poland secure.local access file. Identifying the files, it's easier for us to see what was the virtual host that produce errors and logons and so on. More issues about using what kind of cipher suite will be used during the connection between the client and the user. These two lines, the 100 is important because here it's the certificate. So as you remember, the certificate was, I don't Poland certificates. I'm going to copy this line and paste it here. Wait a second, paste. Yep. Insert, and yeah, it starts here. So this is the place where we're going to the virtual host will look for the file that has the certificate. This certificate is the certificate that will be sent to the user, and the private, I think, what was the name that I gave? Poland private key. Okay, so Poland private key. Let's paste double key. So this is the information. Well, below this we don't need anything else beside. Well, we can make, yeah, that's enough for us. Let's save the file. Let me check here something. Doc. I'm going to no doc. So let me home student and then Paul. Yeah. So let me check here. Control S. So we do this, and then this is local.conf. I was conf, and then we edit the file v. This was the file that we had it, and now we'll see the content of the file. So I'll send it right back here. So let me see, grep -v slash, and we'll see for Poland secure.local.conf. Yeah, okay, so I'll send it back to doc, and you've got all the information here, all the without any comments. Oops, let's rearrange here the file. So right now this is the file, all the content. I remove all the comments that were here that began with hashtag. Now it's calling hashtag. So this is the file. Now after we made this, we need to create document root, place the information on host. So 1.7, we have to create document root and index file, and enter fkdn. Well, it's not fkdn, it's site name, site name, in etc. hosts. Since we're not using DNS, and it, of course, it's faster, you will insert this. So to do so, we'll do echo 192.170.0.10.31. It's a good number. And then Poland secure, right? Dot local, and we'll send inside etc. hosts. Okay, so copy, and let's do it. Echo. This is missing C. So if you make a cut etc. hosts, you'll find out. You'll find that right now Poland secure.local. Now we have to create the document root. To do so, you can copy var Poland, right? Poland. Yesterday we produced some sites here by name. Poland. Now the name will be Poland secure.local. Okay. This folder, in my opinion, should be equal to the name of the virtual host and the site you are producing. It will be easier. Of course, it's missing something here, like Poland secure.local. Okay. Sorry, missing A. Then we copy. This is the right comment. We copied all the file, everything inside. So creating. Now after we create this, we have to let change indexed. Okay, in this part, then var Poland, right? Secure index file, and here we'll say site secure. Right now it has no site secure with SSL TLS for Poland. Today it's hot. Today, no, today it's Friday. You know, today it's Friday. Well, there is a joke, because in Portuguese we call sex ta. It's a hello mommy, here I am. Hello daddy, mommy and daddy, here I am. That's now after we change the file, we have to do something further. This is we have to inform or open the port, open port in the firewall. Since the firewall right now is not the port, it will be 443, and we can do this because right now the firewall is blocking communications to that port. So if we say firewall cmd -- list ports or port, right now firewall has only port 80 open. So let's open this door, this port cmd -- add port 443, and the protocol, the transport protocol, will be TCP and permanent, and okay, now we have to reload so that the firewall could really open this door, and now we can check that right now the port 443 it's open. Okay, so we'll open the port, and now we have to test it. So we have to restart the service, restart HTTPD, and test it. So systemctl restart HTTPD. Systemctl restart HTTPD. Well, we got Houston, we have a problem. Let's check. Okay, we got a problem here because SSL Linux, it's a pain in the ass, is blocking, and we must inform also, because right now we are using some different, we are using another key. So to inform SSL Linux of of a new key, new private key that right now we are using. SSL Linux is it's a shall we say, like a firewall of the service as we speak. So to do so, you have to make restore con, then we'll say -v and etc pka TLS private, and our new key was Poland private key, right? So right now he had this one, and we have to do also the same for the certificate key, the cert key. So TLS certs, right, and then was Poland, and right now okay, we could check if we make a journal ctl -xa, you could check that right now the system is failing because it doesn't know this line. Okay, it didn't used, here is the information that we could also use to add this certificate and this password. Another way was using the command here. Okay, so right now let's restart the service. If you make a net start -ntp antp grep to HTTP, you see that is not working, is not listening to anything because the system is down. make a status when we restarted the status. When we started it's not failed, it's not active. The SSL Linux didn't allow him to start, and right now if we restart the service, now it's working. Let's see, the status is working, and let's see, and right now see that the service is listening on port 80 and on port 443. So let's test now. I'll use here, since we are using DNS, we are going to use yep, we're going to use here Lisbon. That would be Poland secure. I think I'm going to save this file. We're making shit here, but we don't have no DNS. It's not necessary. So right now HTTPS, and we'll say it will be Poland secure.local/ enter, and right now we are entered the Poland. Look, the information is because this browser it doesn't know who was the certified authority for this. So this is the code that we are receiving, and this is for protection, of course. Right now this kits as good as everyone, and right now we are using and we are connected via HTTPS. Let's check here, and let's check grep 443, and here we can see that the server, this is the IP, this is the socket of the server, the IP, and the port is connected to our client with this port, and right now it's working. So copy and okay, check connection. It will be socket or sockets between client and server. Okay, and here it is. Now check. I'll make here. Right, good. So I'll finish, and then we're going to make a small break, and we'll be back. Bye, and stop.